Hey guys, it's Brandon at Lucas TV Toys, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 things they did right with Star Wars The Last Jedi. And spoiler alert, if you didn't watch the movie yet, then click off, because we're going to say a lot of spoilers for the movie. But actually, we watched it the first time, and we thought we were going to watch it over and over and over again. But actually, we didn't like it so much we watched it the first time, we didn't even watch it again for about 2 weeks before we finally decided, let's go back to the movie theaters and watch it again. And we liked it a little better than the first time, so my dad wrote 5 things that they did right with Star Wars The Last Jedi, but I don't know them since I was in school all day. So what do you have to say about these 5 things they did right with Star Wars The Last Jedi?
Alright, well, considering all the things that they did wrong, it was actually kind of hard to come up with the list. But you're right, we did like it more the second time. And I know we said spoiler alert, but you think anyone's not seen this movie by now?
Probably most people.
What planet do you live on if you haven't seen Star Wars The Last Jedi at this point? Everyone's seen this movie, but actually I do know some people that haven't seen it.
99.99% people already watched it.
So let's get right into it, right? Here is, and by the way, I'm going to do another video with the top 10 things they got wrong. But first, let's do the top 5 things.
Number 5.
The first time I saw it, I was disappointed with what they did with Chewbacca and the porgs and him eating the porg, whatever, about to, and the sad eyes. I thought it was too kind of comic relief, cutesy and whatever. But actually, upon the second viewing, I realized how much of a hero they made Chewbacca, along with the Millennium Falcon. So I've put them together as number 5. Number 1 is going to be the biggest thing they got right. But number 5, we're starting out, Chewbacca and the Millennium Falcon. True heroes, both Chewbacca coming in at the end, taking all the First Order fighters away from the good guys to save the day and give them more time. That was an amazing, awesome scene with him flying through the caverns of Crate. Chewbacca was awesome in that, flying the Millennium Falcon. And I was realizing how with all the things Rian Johnson did wrong, imagine if he had destroyed the Millennium Falcon in this movie. I mean, he destroyed so many other things, hopes and dreams of real Star Wars fans. Why not the Millennium Falcon too? Wouldn't that have been the most ultimate, that would have been horrible. So I think they got it right that the Millennium Falcon in itself carries on with Star Wars. Number 2, they did Chewbacca was a hero again. Did him justice. I like that.
But how about I'm not sure if he ate the pug, but probably off-scene people were expecting him to eat the pug. So how about that when he was eating?
Well, I don't know if it was a bit of comic relief or a bit of an agenda they were trying to push. I don't know, what they want people to be vegetarians or something. I don't know what that was about, some political statement they wanted to make. It was silly. I don't think it was worthwhile putting into the movie. I don't think the porgs, other than being seen as a background, needed to be in the movie, but it's cute, and they sell a lot of porgs at Disney World. So
I like them.
You like them, all right? So little kids like them, so that's good. All right, let's go on to number 4. All right, number 4, Brent. Nobody killed Luke. That to me, number 4 is what they got right. Nobody killed him. Now, this is going to be a real quick point. How he actually went on at the end, vanishing into the Force, so to speak. I also will probably make my top 10 things they did wrong. The fact that he doesn't live on, I think they got it wrong. Right?
I don't really think you should have put that in the list, what they did right. Because he killed himself, basically.
They killed Akbar. What if they killed Luke? They killed Princess Leia. She came back to life. That was weird. But the fact is, they could have chosen to have Luke go out like Han Solo. I think the fact that nobody killed Luke, with all the other things that was wrong with it, I actually think was a good direction to take. What they ultimately did with him was just as bad, but not quite as bad.
Well, he's still dead.
Yeah. Next thing you know, we got this kid who's got, the Force pulling the broom. He's looking up at the stars. He puts the room up like he's got a lightsaber in his hand. And you know that the legend of Luke Skywalker will be an inspiration to future Jedi. That's the story, basically. That's what they're going with. Instead of following Skywalker, they're going to follow Jedi.
Skywalker.
All right, number 3, bringing Yoda back.
That was pretty good.
Was that cool or what? We love to see Yoda, and it was a puppet Yoda too, not CG Yoda. I mean, I thought it was bringing back Frank Oz and the voice and everything about it was great. The fact that Luke could still be taught by Yoda. I don't know if I heard too many people complain about that scene at all, and I actually missed that scene. I left the theater the first time we saw it, and I kind of missed the Yoda scene. Came in at the very end when the thing was burning. So I was really glad to see it the second time we went, and that was I think a great scene. I think they got that one right. Right,
But you don't make that the lightning shot from the sky.
I don't care about that. I think that was fine. I mean, the Sith always could do lightning, and that was like calling in lightning from a real natural source, it seemed to me. So I don't have a problem with that. Number 2, we're almost down to number 1. I didn't even write number 1. I know what it is up here, but I didn't write it down here. Number 2, I thought portraying Rey as a very strong character. I remember people complained about her acting, Daisy Ridley's acting actually, and the awkwardness in some scenes where she may have been like a little smiley or giggly at a time that was serious, and then she was, Luke Skywalker. Well, I thought he was a myth. Why is she whispering? It didn't make sense. So I thought she was fine in The Force Awakens. Other people complained about her. I thought she was absolutely fantastic in this movie. I think her acting was like spot on. She was a strong character. People have complained that Star Wars is trying to be feminized by Kathleen Kennedy and everything. I don't have anything wrong with strong female characters being the hero. I don't think they. Now, here's the problem with it. That I do see, actually. And it has nothing to do with her being a female. It has to do with, basically they made her Luke Skywalker from the original trilogy. She faced, instead of the Emperor, she faced Snoke. Instead of facing Darth Vader, she faced Kylo Ren. She faced her fears with confidence.
She didn't face Kylo Ren, Luke Skywalker.
She faced them throughout the movie, and at the end, she had to, be in the throne room with him. So all this stuff is happening with Rey, and I thought she was the Luke Skywalker. But in order to do that, I meant that Luke Skywalker had to be diminished. So in order to make Rey this super strong character that is bold, courageous, which is all good, and that's one thing we love about her in this movie, they made Luke Skywalker's character be weak and cowardly to not overshadow her role in the movie. I don't think that's necessary. I think they both could have been very strong. They could have been true to Luke Skywalker's character while still having a strong female lead in Rey who would take on the story and be the next generation Jedi and trainer of Jedis perhaps in Star Wars 9 and so forth. So I don't agree that they had to really make Luke be what he was in order to make her propped up to be this really great strong character. I think, but putting that issue aside, I love her as a character. I thought it was great. I'm a fan of Rey. Are you a fan of Rey?
Yeah, I think she's good.
Yeah, I love her.
Besides that, they replaced Luke Skywalker with her.
All right, so we're down to number 1. The number 1 most awesome thing that they got right. Now, this is going to be a surprise. You know what it is?
What?
That they made the movie. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. The Force Awakens, now this movie, Rogue One. If they get everything else, if they get not so much cartoon, real live people movies, think about this. We went as a family, I know you're very young, but we went in 2012 to Star Wars Celebration here in Orlando. Of course, you went in 2017, but when we went in 2012, it was very exciting. You and I, everyone, we all met Anthony Daniels. We took pictures with him and R2-D2 in the hallway there. We met Mark Hamill. We took a family picture with him. It was a blast, but one thing that was disappointing about the whole thing is that we got out of that, April 2012, leaving, having a great time, but believing we would never see another Star Wars movie ever again. There was no plans to make another Star Wars movie. We were, it was, so a few months later, you jump ahead, later in 2012, and Disney announces that they, George Lucas sold it to Disney, and they announced 3 trilogies. It's the most exciting thing. It's the best news for Star Wars fans, and I still think it's the best news for Star Wars fans.
You mean 3 movies, not 3 trilogies?
Oh yeah, I meant 3 movies. Thank you. So a trilogy with 3 movies, and what have we gotten? We've actually gotten outside the trilogy a movie already. So we've got 3 movies already. Since then, we've got The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and The Last Jedi. And of course, we got Star Wars 9 coming up. And then another trilogy on top of that's been announced. All this is the most exciting thing. So that, if nothing else in the movie itself, The Last Jedi, you can like, if you're a true Star Wars fan, you got to at least give props to Disney that they're making Star Wars movies. Now, hopefully they'll get Star Wars 9 a lot better than they got with Star Wars 8 with a lot of factors. But that's it. There's my list. 5-1. What do you think? You agree with them?
Yeah, I agree with all of them, but besides that Luke Skywalker one.
You mean the one about Rey versus Luke?
No, I mean that he killed. That he got killed.
Oh, that was, what was that? That was number 4. I had my number 4. Nobody killed Luke. Yeah, I don't really agree with the way he went either. But at least no one killed him.
Yeah, that's better, but at the same time he died.
Yeah, all right. So hey, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have a different like top 1 or 2 items you think they got right, or you just think it's all bad and you want to criticize the movie, we're happy to read your comments. Believe me, we're probably more on the side of the criticism of this movie than we are a fan of it. But you know what overrides our complaints and criticism of The Last Jedi is simply being a Star Wars fan. We're not what they call fair weather fans. We're gonna like Star Wars.
What's fair weather?
Means that when your team is winning, you like it. When your team is losing, you don't like them anymore. We like Star Wars whether we think they did right with the movie or not. We're always going to be Star Wars fans. Well, now we want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you have a different list of things or an item or two you think was like the best thing they got right? Or maybe you just want to complain about the movie, because we've done our fair share of that too. So we're right there with you on that. So leave a comment down below what you think about the movie, and subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to bringing you more commentary on Star Wars. We're definitely going to come out with one that's the top 10 things that we thought they got wrong, and I think that's going to be an easier list to put together than the top 5 they got right, to be honest with you. But anyway, so why don't you do the honors sign off?
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Lucas TV Toys for more great videos, because if you like toys, then you're like me, and if you're like me, and you love toys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey guys, here are some of my other videos, and I know you're gonna love them, so go ahead and watch them.